Today I'm going to be assembling the Actbest electric bike. It's the Blaze model for it. It's the 48 volt, 500 watt electric bike for the kids. It's the mini version. I'll do a quick assembly video of this and show you. The box right there has the charger and the accessories. The front rim's right there. Doesn't look too bad. Front fenders for it. You gotta go through and clip off all the zip ties. There's a lot. Front rim. Get a better angle. Alright, so what we have to do here is the rear shocks are not on. So we have to bolt the rear shocks up to right here. Handlebars aren't on, handlebars are right here. We have to bolt that up to here, but we want to, looks like we have to rotate that to face forward. There we go. Got to put the front rim on. And then, what else do we got? The pedals need to be put on as well. Alright, we'll get to it. I'll start with the rear shocks. Well, actually, probably start with putting the front rim on. That way it doesn't tip over that easy. And then I'll put the rear shocks on as well. Bolt them up right there. So we'll open the box and we'll grab out the tools that it comes with. Your instruction book. If you need the instructions put together, and some bolts for the fenders and the headlight assembly. Charger. They give you a bike pump as well. Here's your headlight assembly. Well, your headlight at least. Your two pedals. Toolkit for pretty much everything you need to assemble a bike. bracket for your headlights. It's going on the front forks. And here are these, let's say they're like spacers almost. They would go in between here, like that. Then you would put that in there. Oh, it goes on the inside actually. So it goes in like that. And then you bolt it together over the fork. Makes it for a secure fit. So I'm going to take this out to put the rear shock center really quick. I believe it's a 15 and I believe a 13. I'm going to use a ratchet on one of them though, instead of the wrench, but gotta take off the bolts to get the shock in. Not sure you can see that, but put that bottom bolt on the shock right there. I'll do the other side really quick. I don't know what would be a better angle. Let's see, probably right here. I'll be in a little bit of the way, but I'll show you as I complete it or go through it. I'll show you what I've done. So I'm gonna bolt up the opposite side right over there. I'm gonna put those bolts in that one, and I'll tighten it up when I'm done. In the box, more than likely this washer is falling out. It goes in the shock. If you're looking, there's going to be a random one in the box, and this is it. It goes inside the bottom of the shock. It's like a little washer or spacer. Let me show you, just in case. So let's turn it. It goes inside there. More than likely it'll be inside the bottom of the box. And then the shock goes inside right here. And then you just put the bolt and the nut through and tighten it up. Use thread lock if you need to. That way the bolts don't come loose on you. But your choice. I'll go through and tighten it. Okay, gone through and tightened them up pretty tight. You are going to want to tighten the top ones as well, because I can loosen that with my finger. So just once you go through the whole bike, you want to go through everything and tighten everything up just to make sure. So I tighten the top shocks as well. That way they don't fall off when you're riding. Both of them have been tightened. So I'll go through and I'll do the front wheel now so it can stand on its own and not much balance there. So the front rim, it's going to have an axle that goes through it like this. You just got to loosen these up, take those out. It's got a little cover over it. Pop that cover off, take that off as well. It just protects the bolts in shipping. Loosen them up really good so it can slide over. This side will go, of course, where the brake caliper is. This side will go on that side, so the caliper goes over it. Come over, I'll show you what I meant. So down here, you see that little axle in there? I think it's just for shipping purposes. undo these 2 bolts on each side and it'll slide right out, and then you slide your rim on. I'll show you that really quick when I'm done. Okay, rims are gonna go on. Get a helper if you can. Got the rim on. Just finger tightened it, but that's what it looks like. Make sure when you put it on that the rotor goes through the little brake calipers back there on that side. These washers have a spot that they line in, and just finger tighten it. You can undo these zip ties, it just releases the shocks. And I'll put the handlebars on too next. Alrighty, handlebars are on. Just make sure you do all 4 of them before you tighten them down. That's what I had an issue with. So I got ahead of myself. Remember, when the bike comes, this is going to be facing this way. So make sure you turn this facing this way. And I still got to tighten it because it's, you can see it's loose. I'll have to go through and tighten everything. I think there's a bolt inside this little hole. It might have fallen out. That needs to be tightened as well. Alright, let me go through and tighten that really quick and then put the pedals on. Alright, I went through and tightened up the bolts in here. Those are for the shock. They were loose, and so the shock would slide up and down. So I had to hammer it a little bit over here to get this to come up even with this side. And then the bolts are inside there to tighten those up. Those are tightened. The handlebars are now tight. Rear shocks are tight. Gotta put the pedals on. Finish cutting off the rest of the zip ties, then hook up the electrical up front. So we'll do the pedals really quick. Those are easy. thing to remember is the pedals all say left and right on them, and where you put the pedals on, I can't remember what it's called. Those say left and right on them. So that says right. This pedal says right, so that would go on there, just like that. Alright, pedals are on, they're tight. All I have to do is cut off that zip tie for the block that's down here. Get rid of that. And then I can get rid of this as well. Not sure what this is holding up, this zip tie, but I can get rid of that. Your brake light, which is right here, will go up there like that. Gotta take off the 10mm, I believe they're 10mm bolts in the back of that. I'll do that really quick. I believe they're actually 8mm. They're 8, not 10, but it comes with a wrench. Alright, so it was an 8mm. Back of the bike, the brake light's installed. Tighten those bolts back there. And you're good. What else do we need to do? So come up here and just hook up a couple things. This is for the gauge. Those two will hook up, color coded, super easy. This one down here is for the headlight. We'll do that one in a minute, so we'll plug this up really quick. And all these bikes are super easy. They have arrows on them that point to each other. This will need to be tightened up though as you finish. It's just a screwdriver underneath here, and they provide that as well. So we'll put that there. We'll do the headlight next. For the headlight assembly, you're gonna need these two right here, but this, you're gonna need this also. So this bigger portion will go right here, and then that'll fold under. This will go inside there. Go to the lowest one. This is when you're over the forks, the front forks. It'll go in like that, and then it'll close, and your put your, they come with nuts and bolts. You put your bolt through it, put a nut in it, and tighten it up, and you do that to both sides. So there's one on. Remember the little plastic thing goes between it. You just tighten it, don't do it super tight, because you might want to adjust it up or down, but actually I think I'm gonna swap it to above this. Alright, both brackets are on right here in the front. Now I'm going to put the headlight assembly right here. The headlight is a 10mm, so I just loosen these up. The washer will go against it when you put it on, and the bolt will go through the bracket. So this will stay up on the inside of the bracket so you don't crack it. So before I tighten it, I need to hook up these two right here together. They're both yellow. And you just align the headlight to where you want it and tighten that bolt back up. Alrighty, everything is bolted up, the headlight assembly, adjusted to kind of where you want it. I do gotta go down here and tighten these back up and put air in the tire before we take it for a spin. No. Alright, I got the front rim tightened up. Now I have to do the adjustment on the chain. This paper kind of gives you an idea of what you need to do. To zoom in. But you essentially have to tighten these, because when you spin the chain, look at that. I don't know if I can get it to zoom. Yep. So this down here, it's not very aligned. So when I tighten this screw up down here, it kind of levels it out, pushes it out, and aligns it up with the chain better. So I'm gonna go through and tighten that up. So once you adjust it, you want to make it needs to sound smooth, no binding or anything. You just adjust these two screws down here until it sounds good, no clunking or anything. Okay, now that we've done that, go through and tighten up the screw underneath here so this isn't wobbly anymore on the display. Let's do that really quick. There we go. that's all tightened. That's pretty much it. I mean, we have to put the fenders on if you want them on. We're going to choose not to put them on this one. I believe we've gone over everything and tightened everything. So you come down here. Let's see if I can do this. Come down here, and so you check the battery. Battery's on. Hold the display. So we're about, I guess, 3/5 of it being charged. So we can peel this display off right there. As you go through the menu, to pass, kind of is pedal assist. I almost feel like it has to be on pass 1 for the bike to go when you do the throttle, like that. If it's not on pass 1, it will not go. Horn. If you hold the, oh dark, if you hold, there's a plus arrow, if you hold that, for like 3 seconds, it turns the headlight on. Hold it again, shuts it off. Got the brake light. It does have pedal assist like all the time, so that's one thing to be aware of. We're gonna put some air in it and just take it for a quick little spin, and yeah, that'll be it. Alright, I went through and put air in the tires. Bike's on. The normal pedaling works. So I just pedal it like a bike. Ooh, gotta get down the hill. Put the kickstand up. Here it is. Fully assembled and put together. Let's turn the headlight on so you can see it. There it is. These are the keys for your battery. Clip those off so you don't lose them. But everything else is buttoned up. Brake light's on. And when you hit the brake, lights up. This is it. I'm gonna turn the headlight off though. So I'm gonna put it in pass 1, and as I pedal, it starts to go. See that? I'm not even touching the throttle. So it goes almost 10. Every time I pedal, it does it. And then if I go to like pass 2, 3, 4, or 5, it does the same thing. I can not touch the pedal and I can just use the throttle. So, yeah, it goes 10 in mode 1. I believe it goes 25 in mode 5. But yeah, this is it. Wasn't super hard to assemble. Definitely could be a one-person job. But you just have an issue with that front rim getting that installed, but here it is.